some important parts, and then you can go and watch it on your own. And this one we'll probably watch a lot of because she died shortly after. So yeah. All right, so let's start off with this one with from Tila Tequila. Rest in peace.
It is Miss Tila, freedom fighter. So I'm making this video because now is the time, and I am about to release some very important documents as well as proof, so you know. And once again, I want to thank you all for your support, because the more you support me, the more I'm able to speak out for you and expose more truths to you. Because I'm the only one here doing this, and they continue to block me out and do whatever they can to discredit me, to make me disappear, because they know they can just point blank assassinate me because I keep telling you and warning you ahead of time. So if they do that, then everybody will know that they murdered me. So they're going to try to kill me in other ways. And I'm going to point out to you a few things, a few of their tactics that they're doing that to prevent you from being fooled, okay? First of all, once again, and please pay attention and download this video, because I set it up so that you all can download the video and repost it anywhere, everywhere, as much as you can, so everybody knows what's going on. Because this is not about me. I'm only going to start out to prove certain things about what they're trying to do to me first, so that you know the truth. That way, when I continue on subject matters about what they're doing to everybody else, then you know who's telling the truth and who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. Apparently, I'm the good guy. Okay, first of all, as far as these haters, again, let me point out to you that, sure, there's, you know, haters here and there, but they're just like random idiots that's like, whatever, war, and that's it. But the ones that work for the government and the CIA, they have their drones that they hire, and there are masses of them, called gang stalking, and they're getting paid to do that. They're getting paid to build Tila hate sites, and you know, a lot of those government-owned sites or corporations like Facebook and YouTube, even YouTube and all those sites, they have ways to block out the people's comments that are supporting the cause. And what they do is, trust, they're very cunning. I will give them credit that they are very smart. They're very smart, but unfortunately for them, so am I. And I have been doing this. On the inside, I've been an insider for 10 years now. So I know exactly what's going on. I'm able to directly point out when they have made their presence on my site, on all those other sites, and I know what they did. So what they're doing is they're blocking out all the majority of the comments of people who are supporting the cause, people who are sick of being lied to, and they block all of you guys out. They even try to block out my posts and status so that people can't see them, so that I'm being silenced. And I continue to say that that's against the law, or actually, they get you brainwashed, because we are all born as human beings of this planet. So we have natural God-given rights to say as we choose. They don't have power over our lives, okay? We have something called human rights, which is the law of the universe. The fact that we were born, we have a voice. God gave us a voice. So therefore, we're able to speak our minds. So that's what I mean. There are certain personal, human, universal laws that we have rights to, okay? And they don't have rights to control that. Okay, let me get to the point now. I want you guys to be very well aware, because everything I've been saying so far has been proven right, because I say these things ahead of time. So how is it that I can predict it ahead of time, and then it happens. There's your confirmation that I'm not lying to you guys. I'm on your side. I'm risking my life, which has been severely impacted by the fact that I'm standing up for you guys and the people. I'm risking my life. I'm risking my career because they own all of media and all that. So I'm risking my life, I'm risking my career, I'm risking everything. I'm putting my ass in the line for you guys, for us. Do I have to do this? No. I can easily not do this because it's not really doing me any good. It's not getting me paid. It's only ruining my life. So that's how you know that I'm speaking the truth, because I have no ulterior motive to do so anyway. All it's doing is ruining my life. And that's the main reason why a lot of celebrities don't speak up for the people, because they want to maintain famous, and they could give a rat's ass about you. They want to be glorified. I mean, they want to be famous and make their money. And as long as they're being pushed out in the media, they're going to continue to be puppets to the government. Well, the reason why I'm speaking against them is because I've had enough, and the more information that I have come across about everything they're doing, it just stuns me, and there's no way I'm going to just sit here and be quiet. And the fact is, the media has done nothing but harm my life, so I owe them nothing. So anyways, I want you guys to notice that do not be fooled by these so-called online bullies, because now that I've called them out, they're very cunning, they're very clever. So now that I've pointed that out and you guys are seeing that for your own eyes, of the fact that, these are not regular haters. They go on and they bully you and they bully you, and they write these long things to portray me as this liar. Like, well, look what she did here, look what she did there. They spend all their time making these websites. And I mean, for instance, the most recent one was when they kept bullying everybody and tricking people into thinking, oh, well, how come Tila hasn't shown her face? And like, why does she always post pictures from like 3 years old? What's wrong with her? She must be so cracked out. Oh, I saw her recently at a gas station. She looks so haggard. And, so they start to build all this propaganda against me. And slowly you guys start to believe that and get confused. But do I look haggard to you? So now they stop talking about that. Now they say, oh, what's wrong with her face? Did she get surgery? Okay, this is also trivial, which is my point. The point is they start to, and again, they're getting paid by the government. They are part of the CIA. They have their drones, they're spam bots. So they try to bully not only me, but that's why I say we need to stick together, because it affects everybody, not just me, you guys too, because slowly they start to argue with you, and then they argue with you and then they start to harass you and bully you because you're defending me. And next thing you know, they start to talk about things that don't even matter. And that speaks for itself, okay? That they're showing themselves just by doing that. And if you're aware, like I am, I'm pointing this out to you. So next time, just be aware, just observe, okay? It's even on my website. Go to one of the blog about Alex being fraud or whatever, or just one of those. Just look at all those comments from those haters, the CIA, and look how in depth they go about trying to discredit me. I mean, think about it. If you didn't like somebody, would you spend all your money building websites about them and going into detail about their whole life, going back from like 5 years ago? Would you? No, of course not. But the reason why they're so passionate about doing that and trying to convince you is because then you start to argue with them. And again, they're very smart, okay? So then they start to have other tactics to make you start to feel like, oh my gosh, they're right. They want to make you feel silly. Like, then they start to make you feel like, oh, well, you guys are either just a bunch of perverts jacking off to their photos, or just a bunch of kids, blah, blah, blah. And of course, nobody wants to be labeled as that. So then you slowly back off. Guys, if I'm brave enough to stand up and be a public figure and be brave enough and have enough courage to stand up in front of everybody, then you should also be brave enough to not be bullied by these so-called drone bots. And the fact why they continue to talk about irrelevant things when all I'm doing is trying to help wake up the masses to the truth, why would they try to divert your attention on something that doesn't matter? Think about it. It's because they're trying to distract you into this whole argument that leads to something else, which then diverts your attention away from the truth that I'm speaking of. And then it becomes irrelevant, and then you just give up because they all start to attack you. And then you feel like, well, you know what? This isn't worth it. I'm getting bullied left and right. I'm just gonna forget about it. Don't fall victim to that, guys, because they are part of the others. Do not, that's why I keep telling you, don't even argue with them. I mean, the fact when you just say, you know what, whatever, drone bot, and leave it at that, because then they'll find other ways to attack you. And I have proof, which I'm not, it's gonna be hard for me to post on this video because then I have to edit it and put it all in, and it takes forever. And since this is so important, I'm just gonna post all the proof on my website to debunk all of their false claims. But I just wanted to point that out to you guys first, because everything I said is true so far, and I called it ahead of time. I said that there's a conspiracy against me because I'm speaking out, and if I wasn't telling the truth, if everything I'm exposing is a lie, then they wouldn't be so worried. They wouldn't block me. They wouldn't be feeling threatened. So the fact that they're so threatened and blocking me and trying to silence me and sending out all their CIA drone bots to bully all of you who support me and block you guys and fill up the pages with all their drone haters to make you guys think like, oh gosh, I guess everyone does hate her. So I guess it's just me and her are by ourselves. No, that's wrong. That's not. The fact is, there are millions of us in on this together. There's more of us than there are them. That's why they're threatened. They're scared. They don't want us to rise up and revolt. So that's why they wanted to make it seem like there's less of us and more of them to scare us. But the fact of the matter is, you guys, there's actually more of us than there are them. So they're trying to cover that up too by blocking all the comments. And I have proof, like I said, I'm very smart, okay? And the fact is I'm an insider and I know these things, so I'm able to point them out to you. And thank God that I am, because you guys can now see it happening for your own eyes. For instance, like I said, Larry King, Larry King they actually invited me on his show to give me, to let me talk about stuff. And they sent Larry King a letter threatening Larry. And next thing you know, they set me up and put me on that Jane, whatever bitch. It's all been set up. I have proof. And same with Alex. Okay, now this message goes out to Alex. Alex Jones. First of all, Alex, they contacted me. We spoke on the phone. And Alex, I'm sorry, but I'm going to post up all of the emails that you guys sent me and what I said in return ahead of time. And I'm going to post it up on my site to let the world know. And Alex, people are really upset because we feel like you sold out on us and you're part of the others. Because why would you do that? You deliberately set me up, and then all of a sudden, when the show was over, you had one of your people call me and he sounded really nervous. He was like mumbling, and I said, you know what? Why would you do that? Because I told you that, I was telling you, I said that, a lot of my fans we're looking forward to this. And the fact is, I already called it out ahead of time. And then he was like, well, yeah, it's just that, it's just last minute, but he would love to have you back next week. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to kiss anybody's ass. I'm not one to be fucked with. And I'm very well aware of what's going on. So I told him, I said, okay, great. If indeed you want me back on the show next week, then I need Alex this time to make that announcement. It's not me, because everyone's aware and everyone's very disappointed. And the fact is, Alex Jones, I'm saying this to you, if you're not one of the others, then prove me wrong. Prove all of us wrong. Tell us what really happened. Tell us why you deliberately contacted me to invite me on the show, told everyone to promote it. And then the day of the show, nothing happened, no mention of me at all. Was that another ploy to make me look like I'm crazy making things up when in fact I even have proof, an email and phone calls? So, and then they try to tell me, oh, well, we want to have you back next week. Really? I'm not going to fall for that again, because that happened to me before. Like I said, Larry King was not first to do that. There's another guy. This guy, I'm going to call his name out as well. His name is Shiraz. He works for Hollywood TV. And at one point, he was pretending to be my friend, to be supportive, and was just like, oh my gosh, you know, I feel so bad for what's happening to you right now. And, you know, we want you to tell your side of the story. And, you know, it's horrible what's going on. And what I need you to do is post a blog and let everybody know that you're going to be invited to, I'm not going to say their name because I'm not going to try to promote their stupid store. So I did what he said, and he said, you know, just, yeah, there's going to be, there's going to be like 10 fire trucks, and we've never had this type of response before. It's amazing, Tila. So make sure to post that blog soon, post it tonight, and let everybody know how many supporters are coming. And we're so excited. We've never had this type of response before. We're so supportive of you. So I did what he said. I posted a blog and said, hey, everybody, I'm so excited about, you know, being invited to blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, the very next day after I posted that blog, the guy who invited me and told me to do that, the press contacted him. He made a press release saying, we have no idea what she's talking about. We don't condone people like Tila Tequila and what she stands for. That, you know, blah, 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 blah. So they deliberately set me up, okay? And there's many, many more situations like this that's happened. And I have proof of that. So I kept calling and emailing him and he said, why would you do that? But then, you know, anyways, fast forward till today. Like I said, I know a lot, okay? And just years of being abused and seeing what goes on in the inside and finding out a lot of what the government is doing to the people. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. So that's why I'm standing up for you guys. And I want you to, what I didn't, you know, I didn't, back then, so after all this happened, I had enough. There was just so much. So I laid low for a long time. And then, so, okay, I was no longer a threat. And then I came back. And then I was slowly starting to speak about this, slowly. Okay. And boom, I'm back on the radar. And now all these drone bots are back. They are back more than ever. They're starting to even contact people directly. So please, 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 you guys, do not fall for their tricks. Do not argue with them because they're just trying to divert you to things that don't even matter, to distract you from from the point to begin with, which is the truth. They're going to be arguing with you about trivial things about my past, or oh, she's lying. Well, here's the proof? First, they said that they started saying that, oh, well, Tila's part of the Illuminati. She's just here to be part of the agenda to, you know, the New Age movement, blah, blah, blah. And the next thing you know, now there's proof that I'm not. Now they're saying, and now they're going back to other stuff. So what is it? What is it, guys? So am I some haggard person who's been hiding my face because I'm so disgustingly ugly now? Or is it the fact, am I part of the Illuminati or not? Because one minute you say that I am, and now that I prove that I'm not, you go off and say all these other stuff. So make up your mind. You're an idiot. The fact is, we all know the secrets now because I've known for years. And now that I'm not going to keep quiet anymore, the more you try to shun me and quiet me, the louder I'm going to be. And you're not fooling anybody but yourself because I'm letting the people know, and more people are seeing the truth, which I speak of, because the proof's all right there, and I'm going to further prove myself. First, they also said, well, where's the proof that she was invited? Blah, blah. Okay, guys, just overall ignore those spam bots, and because I will give them credit. They're part of the government. So of course they're very smart. I'll give you guys that. You're very smart. You're very smart. And honestly, guys, Twitter deleted my account for no reason. But I'm gonna show you proof that these so-called random haters, they're not these random haters at all. They're part of the government's cover-up to discredit me on a mass level. But they cannot discredit me as long as I have you guys. And I know, we all know there's more of you guys who are waking up to their bullshit, okay? Because I am about to post up the proof on my website right now. So everybody watching this video, please download it, because Facebook is also blocking out a lot of your comments, a lot of people's posts, so nobody can see it. So therefore the message is not being heard. So please download this video.
Yeah, for some reason, this is the only audio available for when she was referencing the cloning centers, but let's take a listen.
You know what? This is just fucking with my program, darling. Poor Elizabeth. And the pedophilia ring. And the cloning centers. That's right, darling. The cloning centers. Parents, listen to me right now. They are blocking me, but that is quite all right. They're blocking me, but that's quite all right. Because I have many other forces. I should not say their names right now. I have many big plans to expose all of you disgusting, sadistic fuck. Okay? That is all. I shall save that for another time, but however, I shall repeat, that was just an introduction to the reptilian family, leading all the way back. They call themselves the Black Ability. Now that is just one part of it. All right? The Black Ability, the reptilian family resides all the way back from ancient times, so which they think, they feel like they are the divine chosen ones. From whom, may I ask?
All right, so you can see the audio was a little scattered, but you got the gist of what she was saying. Those are some big claims, and like I said, she died after.
When I found out about this cloning stuff, find it very frightening, and yes, it is scary. And a lot of that fear comes from the fact that we've been programmed to believe that we're the only sentient beings on the planet. On the plane. Some people ask me, if the Earth is flat, man, like, are the other planets flat? Are the stars flat too? You can't hold on to old, obsolete beliefs that you've been taught. Like, everything that you've been taught is a lie. It's programming. Shouts out to all the people who bought telescopes and who got, the cameras with the super zoom so you can actually see it for yourself. You can see this for yourself. I also get asked a lot, am I a clone? From my understanding, Donald has seen a clone of me in the cloning center. I am memory suppressed. However, I do have memories of what fit the description of the cloning center and the arena. Some people say, are you controlled opposition? Why are you just now talking about cloning? Why are you just now speaking up on these things? You're right to think that, but take this into consideration. If you're familiar with my song Missing, Dr. Aiden, The Watchers, my New Black mixtape, you know that this is not my first time speaking out. I'm just now learning about cloning. Like, I just found out about it a couple months ago, and I was scared as fuck. When I first found out about cloning, I mean, I was fucking terrified. Like, supernatural shit was happening around my house. I was jumping out of my sleep, seeing shit. I got all types of knives and guns hanging out of my mattress and my pillows and shit. Like, I had to beef up my security. I was really scared for my life. I literally had to face the fear of death. I thought that when I spoke out about cloning, they were going to kill me. Like, I swear to God, on mama. The first time that I contacted Donald, there was a tremendous amount of interference. I mean, the footage got distorted. There were helicopters and planes and shit flying over my house. Airplanes. That song was written and produced before I ever got a hold of it. It was actually intended for Lupe. Y'all gotta understand how this shit work in this industry. Like, this shit is all set up. Like, talk to Lupe about airplanes. He'll tell you. Shouts out to Lou. And also, too, y'all need to pay attention to these other celebrities when they're leaving hints. They're leaving clues all over the place. Everybody can't talk. Everybody can't talk because, you know, they got kids or, you know, they made some type of agreement. But pay attention. Everybody who's in this shit or who's in this industry or who has a clone is not evil or malicious. Some people just got born into this shit, like me. So, I'm still here alive. I don't know why. I don't know why I can talk. Maybe it's because I have some type of amnesty. Or maybe it's because somebody extremely, extremely close to me is a Mason. And I'm protected in that sense. I don't know. But if they wanted to do something with me, I wouldn't have even gotten this far to telling y'all about cloning. So to the people telling me, Bob, I fear for your life, y'all don't worry. I'm in good hands. Just continue spreading the word.
Now, this video here is very important as well. It was never debunked. Actually, a lot of people came out, a lot of celebs came out and, you know, kind of supported the message. So let's see what he's saying here. This is Donald Marshall.
With reptilian shapeshifters that David Icke talks about, he's kind of got the story wrong. They're not dimensional at all. They're this dimension. And yeah, they're not spiritual, mystical, or anything. It's pretty sick. But I'll tell you about that in a second. First, I wanted to tell you about the cloning stuff, okay? Now, human cloning, I have to tell you, it's been done since at the end of World War II, okay? I'll tell you how they got it and the whole shebang, like 33rd degree Freemason knowledge. We're probably going to die for this somewhere along the lines. It's not good. Okay. Picture this. I'm memory repressed about everything. Couldn't remember anything. I was still getting side effects from this. I was memory repressed about the cloning stuff until I was 30 years old. They call it the awakening when they give you back the memories. Turns out they had me there since I was 5 years old. Okay, and my family is there, my family members and everything, and they said they're not going to lie on the lie detector test about it. It's pretty big. Like, they were going to kill me, they said. Thing is, the way that this cloning works, okay, there's two different kinds of cloning, and it confuses people. Now, there's replication cloning, where it comes up as a baby, right? Put the cells in, make the same person as a baby. Well, there's duplication cloning as well, where they grow you in a big, thick tank, fill it full of water. And well, there's a few different grades of cloning. There's Mark 1 to 4 that I know of. And the problem I'm having is with the Mark 2. The thing is, Mark 1 was around at the end of the World War II, but it was a primitive clone, lots of side effects. Anyway, this is even on the net. Before I started blasting on the net about this, somebody said something about the Mark 1 to 4 clones. and the first one being called an organic robotoid. And that's what it was called, even though there's no robotic parts in it at all. Anyway, Mark II is an REM-driven clone. Okay, now what that means, when you go to sleep, the Illuminati, this is their main form of communication too. They don't call people on the phone. They don't meet at the Bohemian Grove anymore. Since they got cloning, they meet at the cloning station when they go to sleep. Each of them, I don't know how they do it exactly, okay, or else I'd know how to block it. But they can transfer your consciousness into a clone at the cloning station if they have a clone of you. And they used to have to use a tissue sample from you, or I guess they said the cells from a woman's pap smear is like really rich in the cells to make one of these duplicate clones. They used to use kids' foreskins that were discarded at the hospital that got removed. That's what happened to me. But now they said they've upgraded the technology in the last 10 years. So now they only need blood. What they used to do with the tissue, well, they could also, they used to set this little oil drill looking thing over a person's forearm, strap their arm to a chair. And this drill, it had things on it that opened up, right? Now it would go in, and when it spun, these things would open up. But then when it stopped, the things would close again. Now this is done, it goes in, comes out, in, comes out. And what it was doing, it has to agitate the tissue, they told me when I was a kid, to a certain degree. I guess, like they said, the easiest way to tell a person in layman's terms about it is, you know, when you have a hangnail and you pull it off, and the white stuff that accumulates inside, eventually it'll form like scab and new skin, and it'll grow over. Well, to get that white stuff to really work good, they agitate the tissue a certain amount of times. Now they just agitate blood from like a blood sample even. And yeah, cloning is very prevalent. It's like a secret thing among the like elite. They use it for their crazy stuff. You name it, they've done it. Like jump off of cliffs, everything. I know all about it. The thing was, when I was memory repressed, I was seeing other people becoming unmemory repressed, and I hated this place and these people. A bunch of scumbags doing nasty things to each other, right? Like, there's privileged ones there, and there's underprivileged ones there, and so people are pretty mean on people. And well, I wanted them to do the awakening on me, so I could go to the cops and get the cops on them. Well, the thing is, they are the cops too. Like, this is the linchpin in how the Illuminati NWO works, because like most of the leaders from the G20 countries go there, about 14 of the G20 countries, and then there's leaders from countries that don't even fit in the G20 that go there too, right? And cloning, it's really normal. Well, Britney Spears made a video about this place, because thing was, to get advertised and promoted and stuff, she had to basically sell her clone, use of her clone at the cloning center.
So let's take a quick glance at this video he's referring to, like a clip from it. So you can see here, this is the reference that he's talking about. And this exact image has been referenced a lot. So it's, when you see something that's consistent and people like her coming out saying something that with a consistent story, that risking their life, and it's something you should look into. But let's get back to the Donna Marshall video.
So the thing was, she signed up right away thinking, yeah, sure, I'll be famous. The thing is, they wanted to use her every night. Old men and stuff. Old men and clones on her, and real people on her clones too. So she doesn't have dreams anymore. Oh, they make songs and stuff about this all the time, but Stuck in the Dreams, and Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street is based on this. Avatar is based on this too. They do it all the time, communicate this way. But the thing is, cloning is a flawed technology this way, because your mind isn't the same. You're more, it's kind of like, you know, how, did you ever see Pet Sematary by Stephen King, the movie?
Yeah.
Where they bury it and they come back wet? Well, they're almost as bad as that. And this is only one aspect of what they do. This is like this is the biggest expose on the Illuminati guys ever. What they do, secret, right? Because the thing being, how I know is because I acted very loyal to them when in my,
All right, so you can go and watch this video in its entirety. There's a title and see what he has to say, but those are the main points that we need to get out for this this lecture. All right, so you might ask yourself, what does it look like? You know, does what this guy is saying, does it hold any weight? You know, can they control and make the clones malfunction and whatnot? So let's take a look at this video and, you know, you make your own decision.
What a scare! Wendy Williams, dressed as Lady Liberty, faints on live TV. The frightening moment begins with her slurring her words.
Our first caress.
Then she wobbles and suddenly collapses. Stage hands rush to help her as the show goes to black.
I mean, really look at that.
People are wondering, was it for real or a Halloween prank? After
I mean, that with me being a professional actor, you know, that was not acting at all. that was real. Let's continue. Yeah. Continue with some more receipts here. Keep your eyes on Aroka here.
That's exactly how you have to have a certain amount of distance between the bodies
exactly.
in junior high.
Yes, like they say in Catholic school, leave room for the Holy Ghost. Anyway, there is a lot of memories today, actually. It's a big day in music history.
35 years.
You see that it was like a code word was said and you just snapped, right?
Between
Yes,
the bodies
exactly.
in junior high.
Yes, like they say in Catholic school, leave room for the Holy Ghost. Anyway, there is a lot of memories today, actually. It's a big day in music history.
35 years ago today, Elvis Presley passed away, the king of rock and roll, as Mark Cohn says in his great song.
Yeah, guys, that's not normal. And you know, for me growing up watching this TV personality, I've never seen that before. So things that make you go,
Do you want to get cloned, or are celebrities getting cloned?
Yeah, man, I think people should look it up, man. I don't really want to say too much, but I will say do your own research.
You sound like a conspiracy theorist.
I'm not really a conspiracy theorist. There's no more conspiracy. I know. And so it's really up to each person to do their own research and come to your own truths, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we as people listen too much to what somebody tells us, and we don't actually go background check and really say, you know what, that really don't add up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you really look at a lot of different things and you start to think, and so what I like to do is I like to provoke thought, you know, and provoking thought is the least you could do. You can't make somebody believe something. You really got to just provoke thought.
Would you like to be cloned?
Would I like to be?
Yeah.
Am I already cloned?
Oh, are you already cloned?
I'd rather not say. But
that means there's a possibility that you could already be cloned.
Yes, there's a possibility. But, you know I'm me because my fingernails look the same and I have dreams still. You're crazy.
I'm not crazy, dude. I'm kind of following based on what you put out there.
No, I'm just joking with you.
All right, so thank you guys for your attention, for watching. Make sure you share this if you find it interesting. You can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, You know, we have about 220,000 people in the mystery school right now. So that's a large number of you guys, and I'm very grateful for all of you. So the next lecture after this one will be Exit the Matrix, the simulation. That one's going to be a little bit more in depth. This one was super basic, a beginner video, just to kind of get the live lecture started. But this one was super basic, and then the next one will go a little deeper. But the next one is going to be Exit the Matrix, the simulation. We'll decipher our reality and what can be proven, you know. And before the next live lecture, go and watch the movie The Matrix and listen to every single word of that movie. All right, guys, thank you for your attendance in 5D Mystery School. I love you. Take care of yourself. Peace.